Oh! You're used to having the kingpin, sometimes it's good, like it's a lock spot, so having less clearance isn't always a good thing. Just demonstrated that pretty well. Recently, the fine folks at Thunder Truck sent me this new inverted kingpin truck. I actually haven't set him up. I've had him for quite a while, almost like a month now. I've just been loving my lure piv truck, so I haven't had the desire to really set him up. However, since I haven't seen too many videos on YouTube about him, I figured I might as well try him out, get some feedback for you guys, see if it's something you want to try. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get into in this video. They did send these trucks to me, so I will preface that. They did spell my name with an H instead of a K. I'll give them a break this time. Next time, I'm not getting away with that. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. It's all good. Just a couple quick notes. If you already watched a video about this, you can skip this little section. But basically, the preface of this new truck is that the new inverted kingpins have Thunder's exclusive inverted hollow kingpin designed for more grind clearance and less weight. If you don't know anything about inverted kingpin versus a regular kingpin, I'll get into that once we start breaking these in, but I just want to set them up really quick because it is hot out here, so I don't want to stay in the sun too long. The unique low profile head design without sharp edges guarantees no hang up or catching on Smiths or Feebles. That is one of the main things about inverted kingpin, so we already got that out of the way. I'll get more into the rounded off base plate, corners, or pivot housing for smoother nose and tail slides, meaning where your tail and your nose hit the truck and your nose. There's like a little bit of a lock spot. Reinforced kingpin pivot wall housing for increased strength and longer truck life. That is something that's very clear right away. They're going to get a longer truck life out of these because there's more grinding essentially. You can grind them down longer. The common theme with inverted kingpins is that they come loose, so that would be one of the tests. The 90 DU clear bushings and 96 DU pivot cups for fast braking time and quick responsive out of the box, which is something I do like because I did have a previous pair of Thunder trucks and I just didn't like how tight they were. I felt like it was just like impossible to get them really loose. Like I cranked those things as loose as I can get them and the trucks were still really tight. So I think these may be good for me. Maybe that's why they sent them to me, because the last time I wasn't a big fan of that. So yeah, here's how they look. Pretty beautiful trucks. Got that nice purple bushing on them, and they're just really clean. You know, I do like how clean they are. They're definitely a little bit of a different geometry than what I typically do go to. Like I like Aces and Lure Pips. I haven't tried Slappy's trucks, which a lot of people have told me about. Now, one thing they did mention right away, provided a video thanks to Jack Olson, who is the TM of Thunder, which is really rad because they're always like getting the people that shred actually behind the company at Deluxe, so that's pretty cool. But one thing he sent me is a video of Frank Brewer showing that you can use this tool apparently to like loosen or tighten the truck. I think you go like this, yeah. So then you have the clearance, you know, you can basically loosen it or tighten it. You get that little clearance. This is a Spitfire tool, did come with these trucks. They don't come with it when you buy them, I'm guessing, but I actually really do like this tool though, because it's not plastic. I feel like when I was taking my hardware apart, I could just like bang it against the ground and not really worry about it. And I'm being really sketchy by loosening or tightening this right now. I want to just keep them as they are, stock. So yeah, here's the trucks. Basically, they look really nice. I'm gonna be setting them up on an 875 board that I actually customized a while back. Made a whole different video about that. These are the T151, so they should fit the 875 board. That's how they look from above. So we'll see. Let's just set these bad boys up. Gonna get a little break-in session here in the ramp, and then we're gonna head over to the park because, like I said, I kind of want to try these in a lot of different environments. I don't want to just use them in the pool coping. But I think something that I can hopefully provide to the YouTube community is just a different perspective. Since I don't skate a lot of flat ground or just ledges, I skate transition primarily. I think it will just add a little bit of context, because the videos I have seen are people that skate a lot of street. Like I said, I've had these for quite a while, and I was kind of hesitant to set them up just because I've been loving my Lure Piv trucks. I'll probably make an updated video about those trucks. They're just so good. I love them so much. It's kind of the reason that I've been sticking to the 8.5 board, which I've mentioned at the end of the last video. I think a reason that a lot of people like the Slappy trucks is because even without the inverted kingpin, they have a really nice clearance on them. And I do think that is a big appeal, which has made me maybe want to go try the Slappy trucks, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about these Thunder inverted kingpins. I gotta stay on course. The ADHD in me, I can't help myself. All right, so Thunder in general is kind of, it seems like more of like a street skater, tech skater kind of truck, just because they seemingly aren't as loose. Like you don't get that big carby kind of truck feeling, which is something I do like. So I'll be interesting to see if I can make these work. Here's how they look on the 875. They look like the perfect width, which is nice. Did I just lose a piece of hardware? That's all right, I'll find it. And I am gonna be setting up some Spitfire 53mm 99 Formula 4 wheels because I I love these wheels. They're really good. Now, something I used to do is actually just use 3 bolts. I did see Tom Aston made a video about these trucks too, so if you're curious from a more like technical perspective, someone that does a lot of flat ground, definitely check that video out. I have a feeling my perspective is definitely going to be a little bit different than that. All right, I got the trucks on there. Whoa, right away. Like, these feel loose. Like, I can literally move them around, and you can feel them like churning really nice. Personally, I'm a big fan of that, so these may be good for me. But I wonder if that's like gonna churn off the normal customer of Thunder, because I'm guessing if people already buy Thunders and they like them the way they are, comes with both of the washers on there, and it has that straight edge to the truck, which means you do need 2 washers. Just putting my wheel on there, I can tell like how loose it is. Like when I'm tightening the wheel down, the whole truck is moving. I'm kind of curious like how that's going to be out of the factory. And sometimes when you get trucks, same truck brand, could be a different batch. Sometimes the factories make them looser or tighter, so it's not always going to be the same out of the box. Now, I am curious, something that like a lot of people don't talk about, but I'm always curious about, is like if you could put extra washers on your truck, because sometimes you want to push your wheel out really far, and having extra washers on your truck really allow that to happen. Which these, yeah, there's definitely enough for them. It's pretty close. Like, my wheel is all the way on there. I have like about half a thread. I like a little bit of wiggle room on my wheels. But also something to consider that I didn't really think about till just now is that I've had them in the trunk of my car. I've been taking my boards out of my car during the summertime. During the wintertime, I'll leave them in there because it doesn't get that cold. The reason I bring that up is because these trucks were in the car, and maybe that could affect the bushings. Ultimately is what I'm getting at. Maybe they're extra soft because they've been in the heat. Definitely something to consider. Don't do what I did and leave your trucks in your car. That's my first impressions of just how they look. After setting them up, they look pretty squirrely, nice clearance. You can put some extra washers on there. They're looking pretty solid, so let's get a little braking session on the ramp, see how they feel. Then we'll take them to the skate park. Let's get some ledges and hips and stuff. I'm gonna try to skate these trucks just as they are, not tighten them or loosen them or anything like that, just because I want to see if I can break the bushings in. I always think it's better off that way. Before you start cranking down the bushings or loosening them, I guess loosening them wouldn't be a big deal, but cranking them down, I think is kind of sketchy because you can start blowing out your bushings right away. So I'm just gonna do some basic like grinds on here, some 50/50s, and I'll get into some Smiths and Peebles. Try to take advantage of that low hanging kingpin. But yeah, let's try a few drop-ins and just see how they roll. It's looking a little dangerous. We'll see. Wobbly. I think it's not even that they're super loose, just that the bushings are so soft. Right there, you'll see the problem with the really, really loose truck is like, when you're putting so much weight on a front 5.0 and a pull coping, it almost locks eventually. Like your wheel is locking with your board and it stops it from going forward. Might just do like 1 turn on them. Still loose, but not too bad, I don't think. Let's try that. Ooh. Oh, that is nice. I did hit a little bit of the nut right here, and I did hit some of that kingpin ever so slightly. And I was really pushing, obviously. The Smith grinds did feel really good. Just on that little feeble, I just tried to really dip it in there, and I definitely hit it. Back Smith and front Smith did feel really good on the pull coping, and I think this is a really good testament to the kingpin clearance because I really try to dip my front Smiths and my back Smith on pull coping. We're gonna go to the skate park in a second. I'm gonna get a couple more just basic grinds. Whoa! I feel like they're still a little bit too loose, like that 50/50 just now. It's kind of sketched me out, so I'm gonna do another half turn in the front, and another half turn in the back. You want to try like a little feeble fakie though. Woo. Maybe a hurricane. I feel like a hurricane would be also another way to see what that clearance is like. Let's head to the skate park. All right, so these kingpins, I think the low profile kingpin, the inverted kingpin, I think they're gonna be really good on this ledge right here because this ledge is like really sharp. There's no coping on it. It just has this little metal piece. So I want to try to do like a backsmith on it and just like see how far I can really go. Cause like even there, it's just now hitting the kingpin, but I mean, that's like ridiculously dipped. You're not gonna get that dipped. 50/50 on this ledge actually feels really good right now. these trucks. It's kind of hard to get up on here. It's like a good 1.5 feet. Barely banked. Like it's almost just like a bank to wall. A little better. A little tough on this, but definitely not grabbing. It's got that sharp edge. 5.0 on that thing's kind of hard. Woo! I didn't ollie out, which is what I wanted to do, but a little ride out's fun. Now I think I gotta get right to the backsmith before I lose too much energy. Now it's got a new trick over here, back nose blunt. Oh, the switch front pivot. Yeah, baby. So far, I'm actually really liking these bushings. I think they're much better than the original Thunder bushings I had before, the red ones. Woo, definitely no grab. That's nice. I feel like I could just like push it. Oh. So I know we did some Smith grinds on the pull coping at home, but I want to try a really long one here just to see. Maybe actually I'll just do a couple stalls to see if I can really grab it. That's kind of the point right now, but I feel like I do have some dots on these trucks. After all, I'll do a little breakdown in a second, but I think the banked wall I just skated has the most like tweaked out, really dipped possibilities. Might skate the spine, maybe the ledge, but a couple more quarter pipe tricks. So, gap smith on ledge, not really gap smith, bunk smith on ledge is really hard for me. Let's see if I can get a little one. I think this might be doable. Let's get another test for the kingpin. Oh! I think I'm good on the gap smith. That just spooked the shit out of me. Kind of nice that it doesn't grab, but sometimes you do want the grab. It's a good example to show you what happens when you're not used to the inverted kingpin. You don't have anywhere to lock in. You just zing out. So I think it's a good thing if you like it, but if you're used to having that grab, that's kind of the point we were just talking about with the homies, is like, if you're used to having the kingpin, sometimes it's good. Like it's a lock spot. So having less clearance isn't always a good thing. I think just demonstrated that pretty well. I'm just hitting the nut, the washer right here. I'm not really hitting the kingpin. There's a couple little grinds on there. Not on this side, but this is the back chuck where I'd be hitting a lot more. There's really none. So I guess the overall thoughts are like, it's good if you like it. I think it's pretty subjective. Like you just saw, having the clearance sometimes isn't a good thing. It kind of like, you want that lock spot. So I think for ledges, for me, I'd actually prefer not to have the inverted kingpin, but for the transition, that's where I'll say I actually really did like it. It did take some getting used to right away, like the backsmith, front smith, and the feeble. I didn't hang up at all, and they were really nice. And you can like truck bash really good. You can do really sharp turns, did some reverts earlier, and these bushings, actually really good. I prefer these trucks over the other stock Thunder trucks that I have. Not stock Thunder trucks, and I forget exactly what they are, but those trucks, they just don't churn as good. So I think this inverted kingpin does have a better turn. I think for transition, I actually really like it. For ledge skating, I don't really love it. So that's just some of my initial thoughts on these trucks. Oh, first go. First go. Easy money. Hell yeah, thanks dude.
I'll do a little faster.
All right, sick.
You kind of fell off then.
I mean, you got in there. Yeah, Matt normally skates an 8.125. I have the 8.75 on there right now. He just did that first try. This is his trick though. But still, it's going to show you the feeble, like how good it is. I want to get back into it. Yeah. So as far as you can.
Like dip the
I want to
fuck
see
out of it.
Yeah, like to the point where you're like trying to hang up. That's what we want. Yeah, that was over to the side. There's no grabbing.
I was on that side, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
He saw that.
Yeah, crazy. Definitely crazy. Yeah, that was good to show you. It still didn't hang up. Like you dipped all the way over.
My body's still trained to be like
on it.
centered.
Still, you're still trying to center it. Yeah.
To do it like different.
Yeah, you
like
can like
this.
hold it. Let me see. Yeah.
I think this is like the most I could do it
Without like fully falling off.
without fully falling off. Like there.
Like it's still just.
You want to be like kind of on top, but not.
Yeah. Because you don't want to
You're
get,
able to.
you still want to be able to get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just really trying to dip it over right now, basically, just to see how much he can. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
And still grinding. You know what you're looking for.
Because it's like
Like
built,
that's the whole idea. Like
whole-
you can't.
It's
It's too dipped.
the shape. The shape is
Yo, Zach,
meant
come
to
from
not
this side. Wait,
catch on it.
keep that.
Yeah.
Hold that here, and then Zach, come from this side. Wait, keep it like this, like.
This
like
is
that.
skateboard
Look,
Scientology.
you can just see, like, look how crazy that is.
Oh yeah.
It's shaped to
It's like,
made.
It's
To like
not gonna hit it.
yeah, it's like literally not going.
People don't always know like what the point of an inverted kingpin is. So this is definitely the point right here, that it just doesn't grab. Yeah, sick. Very nice. That one was dipped as it can go. There's still no marks on the kingpin. Like there's some tiny little scrapes on there, but it's pretty crazy.